So, population is the term typically used to refer to the number of people in a single area. So, governments conduct a census to quantify the size of a resident population within a given jurisdiction. So, the term is also applied to animals, microorganisms, and plants, and has specific uses within such fields as ecology and genetics. Furthermore, the word population is derived from the late Latin populatinum, a people, or a multitude, so which is itself derived from the Latin word populis, which means a people.
Good day everyone, I am Dekade Kutanda and now I am going to discuss about demography. So what is demography? Demography is study of human populations focusing on their size, structure, distribution, and dynamics. It involves examining factors such as such as birth rates, death rates, immigration, and immigration to understand population trends. So demographers also analyze age, gender, and socio-economic characteristics within populations. This field help us better comprehend issues like population growth, aging, migration, and their implication for societies and economies. So examples for demographic data are gender, marital status, and city of residence. Demographic usage is a long-standing human practice reaching back to ancient Greece. So the purpose of demography in sociology is to identify how changing population demographics affect society. Social demographics include population size, distribution of population through urban and rural settings, education levels, birth rates, death rates, and socioeconomic status. So that's all. Thank you for listening.
Good day everyone, my name is Biligency Primasio and my topic is the theory of demographic transition. To understand the variety of demographic regime found across the world, it is necessary to understand the history of demographic change globally. So, the demographic transition theory is a generalist description of the changing pattern of mortality or fertility and growth rates and societies move from one demographic regime to another. The term was first coined by the American demographer Frank W. Nistostain in the mid-20th century, but it has since been elaborated and expanded upon by many others. So, stage 1, pre-transition, characterized by high birth rates and high fluctuating death rates. Population growth was kept low by malnutrition and preventative and late age at marriage and positive feminine war and pestilence and checks. Stage 2, early transition. During the early stage of the transition, the death rate begins to fall as birth rates remain high. The population starts to grow rapidly. Stage 3, late transition. So, birth rates start to decline. The rate of population growth decelerates. Stage 4, post-transition. So, post-transitional societies are characterized by low birth and low death rates. Population growth is negligible or even enters a decline. So, as you can see in the picture, so this is the 4 stages are depicted on the graph below. So the red is total population, and the blue is death rate, and the pink is birth rate.
How does the theory of demographic transition affect global population? Demographic transition possesses that with improvements in health, the mortality rates start to drop faster than fertility rates. This results in a short-lived increase in family size. Due to the lag between mortality and fertility, population will increase. In theory, it is a generalized description of the changing pattern of mortality, fertility, and growth rates as societies move from one demographic region to another. Also enabled economies to convert a larger portion of the gain from factor accumulation and technological progress into growth of income per capita.
I am Deck Cadet Chan Edri Romate, and I'm gonna talk about the global migration in contemporary world. Global migration in the contemporary world refers to the movement of people across the international borders, often driven by various factors such as economic opportunities, political instability, conflict, environmental changes, and family reunification. It's a complex and dynamic phenomenon that has significant social, economic, and political implications for both sending and receiving countries. Migration can be voluntary or forced and may involve temporary or permanent settlement in a new country. It's a topic of ongoing debate and policy consideration worldwide. Global migration today is when people move from one country to another for various reasons like jobs, safety, or to be with family. It's a big deal because it affects countries and people in many ways like culture, economy, and laws.
There are typically four main types of global migration. So the first one is labor migration. Involves individuals moving from one region or country to another in a search of employment opportunities. It can include both skilled and unskilled workers seeking work in industries facing labor shortages. Labor migrants often play a vital role in supporting economic growth and addressing labor market demands in destination countries. They may send remittances back to their home countries, which can have a positive impact in the economies of their places of origin. While migration offers economic benefits, it also raises complex social and policies challenges related to integration, labor rights, and cultural diversity. And the second one is forced migration. It's the involuntary movement of people who are compelled to leave their home due to various factors such as armed conflict, persecution, environmental disaster, or human rights violation. These individuals often become refugees when they cross international borders or internally displaced people if they remain within their country. Forced migration is a humanitarian crisis that disrupts lives and communities, leading to significant hardship and vulnerabilities for these affected. Addressing the needs of forced migrants requires international cooperation, humanitarian assistance, and efforts to find durable solutions such as resettlement or repatriation. It is a complex issue that demands attention from governments, organizations, and the global community to protect and support those forced to flee their homes. And the third one is international retirement migration, or IRM. It's a phenomenon in which individuals, typically retirees, choose to relocate to a foreign country to spend their retirement years. These retirees are drawn to different destinations for reasons such as a better quality of life, lower living costs, improving healthcare services, or a desire for a change in their living environment. Popular retirement destinations often include countries with favorable climates and welcoming atmosphere for expatriates. IRM can have economic impact as retirees bring their pensions or savings to destination country, contributing to the local economy. Successful IRM requires destination of legal, cultural, logistical aspect, making it essential for retirees to plan their home carefully. And the fourth one or the last one is internal migration, also known as domestic migration. is the process of individuals relocating with the borders of a single country. People undertake internal migration for a variety of reasons, including seeking better economic prospects, improved living conditions, or escaping adverse circumstances in their current place of residence. This movement commonly includes rural to urban migration, where individuals move from rural areas to cities in pursuit of employment and higher living standards. Urban to urban migration is also prevalent as a people change residence within cities, often seeking better neighborhoods or improved housing. Internal migration has a substantial economic and social implication, influencing urbanization, infrastructure development, and distribution of resources and services within a country, making it a key aspect of demographic and societal changes. So that's all. Thank you.
Good day everyone, I am Dekadat Krishnamashona and today I'm going to discuss about why is there a migration. So global migration occurs when various reasons driven by a combination of push and pull factors. Push factors are conditions in person's home country that compel them leave, while the pull factors attract them to another country. So some key reasons for global migration includes: first, economic opportunities. Economic disparities between countries and regions play a significant role in global migration. People often move in search for better job opportunities, higher wages, and improved for living standard. They may be driven by the prospect of escaping poverty or providing better future for their families. Second is conflict and violence. Armed conflicts, political instability, and violence in many parts of the world force people to flee their homes in search of safety. So these individuals are often referred as refugees or asylum seekers. So conflict drives migration is a major humanitarian concern. Third, environmental factors. Climate change and environmental degradation can lead to displacement, commonly referred to as environmental or climate-induced migration. Rising sea levels, extreme weather events, and agricultural disruptions can make certain areas uninhabitable, leading people to migrate in search for safer and more sustainable living conditions. Next is family reunification. Many migrants move to be with family members who have previously relocated. Family reunification is a common motivation for migration, especially in the context of labor migration and refugee movements. Next is education and healthcare. Improved access to education and healthcare facilities can be strong motivators for migration. Parents may move to ensure their children have the access to quality education, while individuals may seek better healthcare options abroad. Next is urbanization. Rural to urban migration is a common pattern with people moving from rural areas to cities in search of better job opportunities, service, and amenities. The internal migration can also have the global implication as it contributes to growth of megacities. Political factors. Political persecutions, human rights abuses, and government policies can force individuals to leave their home countries. Such migrants are often referred as political refugees. Next is demographic trends. Demographic factors such as population growth and aging workforce can impact migration patterns. Countries with aging populations and declining birth rates may seek to attract younger, skilled migrants to bolster their labor force. Cultural and social network. Established communities of migrants in destination countries can serve as migrants for new arrivals. Social network cultural ties can make migration more appealing and facilitate the integration of newcomers. Next is globalization. The increase of interconnectedness of the world through trade, technologies, and communication has made it easier for people to learn about opportunities abroad and connect with the potential employers or educational institutions in other countries. And lastly, asylum seeking and refugee status. So, persecution, violence, or the fear of harm can lead individuals to seek asylum or refugee status in another country. So international laws and conventions provide protection in such migrants. So it's important to note that global migration is a multifaceted issue, and the specific factors influencing migration patterns can vary significantly by regions and individual circumstances. Additionally, migration can have both positive and negative impacts, including contributing to economic growth, cultural diversity, and innovation, but also presenting challenges related to integration, social cohesion, and resource allocation. Efforts to address the root causes of migration, to promote legal safe pathways and ensure the protection of migrants' rights are ongoing global challenges. And that's all. Thank you.
Good day, I am Decadet Tulod and my topic is the advantages for sending and receiving countries. So the advantages for sending countries are we have the remittances. So remittances are the people working in other countries sending money back to their families, which it improve their financial situation. So the second one is the reduced unemployment. So the reduced employment or the migration, it can ease the problem of too many people looking for jobs in their home country. So the third one is the skill transfer. So the skill transfer are people who move abroad often gain new skill and knowledge and bring them back home and benefiting their country. So the last one is the diaspora support. So the diaspora support is the immigrant communities that can help with trade, investment, and advocacy for their home country. So the advantages for receiving countries. So first one is the economic growth. So immigrants can boost the economy by contributing to the workforce, increasing productivity and expanding consumer markets. So the second one is innovation and diversity. So immigrants bring fresh ideas and cultural diversity, which can lead to more innovation and creativity. So the third one is the filling labor gaps. Immigrants can fill jobs in sectors with worker shortage like healthcare, agriculture, and constructions. So the fourth one is the entrepreneurship. So many immigrants start businesses, creating jobs and contributing to the economy. So the fifth one is the social security. So immigrants pay taxes, work, and help support social security system benefiting the population. So the last one is the cultural change. So immigration enriches cultures and foster a more global perspective. So it is important to remember that the impact of the migration can be complex. So it will always depend on various factors, including policies and public attitudes.
Good day, this is Ron Beside the Second. Since we already know global migration and its advantages, this time let us talk about the disadvantages the sending and receiving countries may face. Let's have first the disadvantages for the sending countries. First, we have brain drain. This is when highly skilled individuals leaving their country can result in a loss of talent and expertise. This can hinder economic development and growth in the sending countries. If there are few people who are good or even expert or different fields, activities or projects may not be as successful as planned or expected, and that would be in different aspects such as education, economic, among others. Second is the economic impact. The outflow of young and working age individuals may lead to a decrease in a labor force, potentially causing demographic imbalances and increased dependency ratios. The third, social consequences. Migration can disrupt social structures and communities as families and communities may be separated, leading to social and emotional challenges. We can actually also relate to this, although we are not migrants, but most of us students are studying far from our families. And we would be emotionally challenged as we would miss our families, and we also have to get along with new set of people. And now, for the disadvantages for the receiving countries. First is the strain on public services. You see increased population due to migration can put pressure on public services and infrastructure, including healthcare, education, housing, and social welfare system. Since there are relatively fewer people before the migration, the services are only provided to that certain number, and now that the population grew, each individual no longer can be able to easily access the stated services. Second is economic impact. Migrants may compete with native workers for jobs, potentially leading to wage difference and increased unemployment rates in certain sectors. Since there are already many workers, obviously, the wage would definitely be lower as there are more that will receive it. And there is cultural integration. Integrating migrants into host or existing society can pose challenges including language barriers, cultural differences, and potential tension arising from diverse values, beliefs, and practices. This is because the migrants who come from different countries bear or carry different culture, beliefs, and practices. So when an existing culture, beliefs, practices, or language be mixed with new ones, there will be misunderstanding or conflict. So these are possible disadvantages of the sending and receiving countries, but it is important to note that these advantages may not be universally applicable to all sending and receiving countries, as the impact of migration can be depending on specific circumstances, policies, and the scale of migration. And that's for my part. Thank you.
Good day everyone, I'm that Cadet Alegria, and my topic is all about summary of entire topics. So, demographic transition is a process in which a society's population shifts from high birth and death rates to lower ones, typically due to the economic and social development. Global immigration refers to the movement of people across borders, often driven by various factors such as economic opportunities, conflict, environmental changes, or family reunification. It has become a significant global phenomenon with both challenges and opportunities, impacting countries' economies, cultures, and social structures. So, these two concepts are interrelated because demographic transition can influence migration patterns. As countries move from high to low birth rates, they may experience labor force imbalances, leading to a need for migration to fill workforce gaps. Additionally, migration can be affect demographic changes in both sending and receiving countries. Understanding these dynamics is crucial for policymakers and researchers when addressing the challenges and opportunities presented by global migration.